Archaeologists scouring Turkey's largest lake uncovered a mysterious, long-lost kingdom. A group of underwater explorers went on their usual adventure in Turkey's largest lake depths and discovered something amazing and unimaginable. They found a long-lost kingdom. Surprising, right? It seems like a miracle, as a team of researchers has discovered a lost 3,000-year-old castle in Turkey's Lake Van. So, keep watching to know more about the discovery. But before we begin, here's a small question for the history geek in you. The lake was the center of which kingdom from about 1000 BC? Comment your answers below. Here we begin. The ruins are thought to be those of a fortress built by the Urartu civilization, which flourished during the Iron Age between the 9th and 6th centuries BC. According to the sources, Tahsin Ceylan, underwater videographer and diving team leader, other divers, and archaeologists familiar with the lake advised the team that they were unlikely to find much in the water. There was talk about something under the water, but most archaeologists and museum officials told us we wouldn't find anything. However, they eventually discovered that the remarkable ruins are part of a larger site that stretches for about a kilometer. Despite being submerged for centuries, the visible sections of the fortress's remaining walls range in height from 10 to 13 feet, according to the team. Many civilizations and people had settled around Lake Van. They called the lake the Upper Sea, and they thought it held many mysteries. He said that archaeologists would visit the castle to investigate its history and provide information. Urartu, also known as the Kingdom of Van, was a prehistoric nation that spanned modern-day Turkey, Armenia, and Iran. Lake Van is thought to have been a major focal point for civilization. Let's get into the details of the discovery and the civilization. True story. A story about a 3,000-year-old castle discovered beneath Turkey's Lake Van waters went viral. But what is the true story behind this Atlantis-like find? According to Live Science, after speaking with several archaeologists as well as the leader of the photography team that discovered the castle, the story is more complicated and mysterious than recent news reports suggest. Parts of the castle, as the discoverers call it, are likely to date from the Middle Ages, which lasted about AD 476 to 1450, and it may not be a completely new discovery. The structure was mentioned in surveys of the Lake Van area conducted in the 1950s and 1960s. However, it's unclear when the castle was washed away. Some of those reports, for example, claimed that medieval castle builders at Lake Van actually reused ancient material dating back to around 1000 BC to build the castle walls. Inscriptions on a wall that plunges into the lake discuss an ancient king named Rusa and his interactions with a god named Haldi, according to the reports. Discovery of ancient ruins. Lake Van in Turkey appears to be any other large body of water to the naked eye. The lake is Turkey's largest and is located in the country's far east, near Iran. The lake is a tourist attraction with a striking blue color that benefits towns along its rim. But beneath the surface is another town that hasn't been seen in thousands of years. Archaeologists from Van Yusun University and a team of independent divers discovered an underwater fortress during a recent dive to explore the lake. Tahsin Ceylan, the diving team's leader, told Turkey's Newswire service, Anadolu Agency, that other archaeologists familiar with the area told them they would find little in the water. However, the team continued their investigation. Based on local rumors that ancient ruins were hidden beneath the water, Ceylan told the local press that the archaeological site is about a kilometer long. The visible sections of the fortress walls are 10 to 13 feet tall. Ceylan's video captures the underwater archaeologists swimming through the turquoise blue lake. The lake's waters are punctured by large stones stacked together like a brick wall. The remaining structures of the fortress range from loose stone piles to smooth, square walls. Moreover, The castle is primarily made of cut stones, according to Ceylon, who added that the team discovered a lion drawing on one of them, lending credence to the idea that the structure was built by Urartians. These people flourished in Turkey around 3,000 years ago. Lions were a popular motif among the Urartu people. Based on visual assessments, the team believes the remains are around 3,000 years old, implying they were built during the region's Iron Age Urartian period. Urartu was a prehistoric civilization, and Lake Van was a hub for ancient society. Van has the oldest documented Urartian record, a rock inscription. Archaeologists believe the rising lake levels gradually submerged parts of the city over time. Large village ruins from this time period can also be found on the lake's rim, above the current water level. Archaeologists and divers intend to keep exploring the lake in order to learn more about the ancient remains. Urartu Civilization. Urartu, also known as the Kingdom of Urartu or the Kingdom of Van, was a Bronze and Iron Age civilization that flourished in ancient Armenia, eastern Turkey, and northwestern Iran, beginning in the 9th century BCE, controlling territories through military might and fortress construction. The kingdom boasted a thriving arts production, particularly in metalwork. After only 2 centuries, the kingdom mysteriously vanished in the 6th century BCE, and excavations in the 19th century CE rediscovered it as a distinct and recognizable ancient culture. Because of a lack of extensive written sources and an over-reliance on potentially biased sources from contemporary enemy states, such as Assyria, Urartu's history remains fragmentary. Nonetheless, surviving inscriptions, architecture, and artifacts, as well as ongoing archaeological investigations, have helped recreate a detailed history demonstrating the undeniable significance of one of the region's most influential ancient cultures. Archaeologists weigh in. According to the archaeologists interviewed by Live Science, many of the remains discovered by the team date back to the Middle Ages, medieval castle walls, and probably an Urartian site. According to Jeffrey Summers, an archaeological research associate at the University of Chicago's Oriental Institute, Summers stated that the remains have been known for a long time due to survey reports. Earlier explorers. A large collection of surveys and documents published by archaeologists who surveyed the Lake Van area in the 1950s and 1960s mentions both Urartu and medieval remains. One intriguing paper, published in the journal Anatolian Studies in 1958 by archaeologists Charles Allen Burney and G.R.J. Lawson, discusses a medieval castle at Adilsavas on the north shore of Lake Van, whose builders reused blocks built by the Urartians 3,000 years ago. Another intriguing report published in the journal Anatolian Studies in 1959 by a scholar named P. Hulin describes a later-than-Urartian wall that runs into the lake. While investigating the wall, Hulin apparently discovered inscriptions about a 2,700-year-old Urartian king named Rusa. The inscriptions are shattered, and Hulin could only make out a small portion of the writing. Rusa, who appears to be interacting with Haldi, an Urartian god, is mentioned in the inscriptions. The archaeologists and divers interviewed by Live Science all agreed that more research is needed to determine what these underwater remains are made of. The area requires extensive research by an archaeologist, Ceylon said. There is currently no team here to conduct dives and research on the castle. What do you think of this mysterious long-lost kingdom in Turkey? Comment below. And the answer to our question is that the lake was the center of the Armenian kingdom of Ararat from about 1000 BC. Stay tuned for more such videos and subscribe now.